Our childhood today was very different in the 21st century than the late 1800s. Today we have many more opportunities and freedom, whether it's for education or amusement. Many people are not aware of the severity of child labor during the urbanization and industrialization of Canada in the late 1800s and in the early 1900s.
Children started working at a young age of 8 years old from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in textiles factories in Ontario and Quebec. For example, the Hochelaga Cotton Mills factory paid only 25 cents to children per day, and they also needed letters of agreement to work on holidays. Fines were often imposed for shoddy work, and they would often end up, at the end of their 60-hour week, owing their employers due to these fines. As in most factories, beatings were common.
Children that were small worked as chimney sweeps for upper-class Victorian houses. They would bush off their soot into the chimney with no protection, therefore their knees and elbows were extremely damaged, sliced, and bruised. Boys were often apprenticed to become chimney sweeps in workhouses. They were often beat and terrorized into doing dangerous work.
Small children would load trucks with coal by hand that were called hurriers and fillers. Other children dragged the trucks through passageways, often only 3 feet high. Choppers would open and close ventilation doors in the passage as the truckloads passed. Draggers worked in darkness in shifts of 12 to 18 hours a day. They were only paid a few pennies a week for their work.
Children in coal mines began work at the age of 5 and usually died before they were 25. Children were regarded as nuisance that were easily discarded and were sent out of work by their families as early as possible to earn money for their families.
Hello, so what is your name?
My name is Jane R. Booth. I'm a manufacturer of fine lumber.
What time do your children, boy employees start working at in your factory?
The boys start working at 6:30 in the morning and finish at 6 o'clock.
Do you have any restrictions when employing children?
I'm not allowed to make children under a certain age work more than 60 hours a week due to the Factory Act of Ontario.
Are the children in your factory well educated?
I think very few of them know how to read or write.
Why do you employ children in your factory?
Because the labor is light and the job cannot be practiced by those in more advanced years, and the competitors in the trade use this kind of labor, so there's no law against using children.
So what's your name?
My name is Robert McTaggart.
At what age did you start working in the mines?
At 10, I was 10 actually.
And how much do you work per day?
I work 8 to 10 hours a day normally, you know.
And how much do you earn for your work?
I used to make $15 a month. Now I earn 60 cents a day, and I give all my money to my mother.
Thank you.
The Knights of Labour was organized in Canada in 1881 in Hamilton. By 1887, the organization had spread to Ontario and Quebec, with 12,253 members and 168 different local assemblies. The Knights pressed for prohibition of child labor for under the age of 15. The group was condemned from churches. Even though the group was dispersed, their goal was eventually attained through laws passed by the Government of Canada, prohibiting children under the age of 14 from working in most provinces without the consent of the parents. They completely disallowed dangerous work for children under 14 everywhere in Canada.